I apologize, but are you suggesting we destroy the dam around Telior Reservoir to start a flood?
The capital city was built on the banks of the Norzelia River. Breaking the dam surrounding Lake Telior upstream will allow us to submerge a majority of the city. Flooding the town will throw their army into disarray, which should allow us to take the place by storm.
Lake Telior is a man-made reservoir. You might be able to burst through with a blast crystal.
Huette scouted the area earlier and reported seeing very few sentries. Proof enough that this is outside the Archduke's calculations.
No. The damage will be too great. The means would not justify the end, Benedict.
We cannot afford to lose.
I agree with Roland. There is already far too much blood on our hands. Perhaps it's worth speaking with the people and gaining their understanding.
Unless we reclaim Glenbrook, it's unlikely they'll understand or support our actions. We must take the capital back, and show our strength and resolve first.
So that means you stand by Benedict, then?
If we have a sure shot at winning, we need to take it. No matter the consequences. We can't lose the war. We just can't.
Telior Reservoir is the kingdom's water source. The dam was constructed to protect the people from floods. I doubt they would ever forgive us should we choose to destroy it for war.
Glenbrook thrives because of that water, and to use it otherwise is inexcusable. Brute strength isn't the only way to reclaim the city. We can strike at night and defeat their commanding officers. There are ways to slip into the castle unseen.
If you have used it before, there is a chance it has been sealed off since.
There is more than one route. You needn't worry.
So you mean not to use the blast crystal?
No, I do. After we sneak in, we can sink Aefrosti's warship. It would close off their escape route.
Our first priority should be ensuring the people's safety. We cannot allow them to be taken hostage. It would restrict our options as well.
She's got a point. But how do we take the capital back after that?
We could use the blast crystal to destroy the bridge connecting the town and the castle. The enemies would be stuck within the walls.
That would certainly mitigate the damages to the citizens. If we encircle the castle, we could negotiate with them.
We could ask them to yield, free Glenbrook, and re-establish the trade between our nations. I am certain we can find a way to make both parties agree.
Negotiate?
I understand your thoughts and the wishes held therein.
Allow me to ask once more. Shall we shatter the dam around Lake Telior and flood the town? Sneak in under the guise of night, sink their ships, and slay their commanding officers? Or destroy the bridge, safeguard the people, and negotiate with the enemy? Fetch the scales. It is time we decide our path.
Say. Certainly. A hard choice.
I have chosen.
Aye, lad. Aye, but... Consider this. Are you joking? Tough spot we're in.
Yes, sir. Certainly. I must hear what the others think.
My lord.
It is time to cast our votes. In which strategy do we entrust the future of Glenbrook? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I believe in you.
I agree.
I changed my mind.
Forgive me, lad.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided. We collapse the bridge and trap the enemy within the castle, keeping the common folk safe from the worst of the fighting.
You will safeguard the people, drive the enemy into the castle, and negotiate. You have chosen a righteous path, Wolffort. But do you really think negotiations will prevail? Such sympathy may be your downfall.
Even so, this is the path we have chosen.
Then walk tall. It is time to test your mettle. I must return to Hyzante and see Minister Kamsel. Next we meet, you will have both of our armies at your backs.
You have my thanks.
We cannot afford to lose this fight. For Norzelia.
I thought this battle was for Glenbrook.
This is not a simple struggle for power, Minister Serenoa. The goddess, the source, iron? The war of 30 years ago comes back to haunt us because the old cling to relics of the past. Norzelia needs to be born anew. Right now, the people of every nation are searching for a young standard-bearer to guide them.
A standard-bearer?
Yes, people like you and me. This war is a fine opportunity for us to show our worth to Norzelia.
House Wolffort and Hyzante join forces and begin planning Glenbrook's recapture. But with the Norzelia River and the Aefrosti armies in their way, retaking the capital will be no easy feat. Frederica proposes they destroy the bridge linking the castle to the rest of the capital, isolating the enemy and forcing them to parley. Though it may draw out the conflict, it is well worth it if they can avoid causing suffering to the people. Serenoa and the others agree to the plan. In support of House Wolffort, Hyzante's great army marches forth for the first time since the Salt Iron War.
The Hyzantean forces should be arriving any moment, Frederica.
Well then, let us make them welcome.
My lady, are you certain this is the path you desire? We are to battle against your people, against Thalos and Erika.
I am keenly aware of that.
Of course you are. But simply understanding a thing doesn't mean you are ready to face it. A single second's hesitation on the battlefield could cost you your life.
Worry not. I shall prevail against any who stand against me. Even my siblings.
To try and save them?
No. To save myself. And to save House Wolffort.
Minister Serenoa, Minister Kamsel and myself have brought what troops we could muster.
I'm grateful for your assistance.
It was an arduous journey. Is there anywhere the soldiers could rest?
We've prepared barracks at the harbor. Please use them freely.
You do think of everything.
Hyzante has not mobilized a force so large since the Salt Iron War. Yet I hear you intend to settle this not by battle, but by parley. The Holy One will not agree to any half-hearted measures.
The pressures of a large army on the capital's threshold is part of our plan. Come inside and I will explain the rest.
My spies have ascertained the situation at the capital. The bulk of the enemy is holed up in Whiteholm Castle. Right now, they don't seem to be very active.
And what of the common folk?
Their daily lives progress apace. It seems the enemy has yet to notice our movements.
Perfect conditions to execute Lady Frederica's plan. If the people are at ease, we should be able to seize the capital without resorting to all-out battle.
Thank goodness.
Then let's review the plan. First, my retinue shall take a small vessel to Whiteholm Castle and destroy the bridge.
Are you certain you want to go by yourselves? We can lend you some soldiers.
The fewer of us there are, the less likely we are to be spotted. We'll manage. We'll have the blast crystal.
Oh yes, a bridge like that'll come falling down pretty easy. You'll see.
The explosion will be your signal to march into the capital and keep the people calm.
Without using force, yes. I shall impress upon my soldiers they are not to act rashly.
Thank you, Minister.
As for you, Minister Campsell, we'd like you to take command of the naval forces to blockade the castle.
Very well. I can't say I'm much experienced in marine warfare, but I'll do my best.
Destroy the bridge, capture the town, blockade the river, isolate the enemy in the castle, and turn that impregnable fortress into their prison.
Once they're trapped, they'll have no choice but to parley with us and release their stranglehold on Glenbrook.
I hope you're right. A word of caution before we begin. Prince Roland, you are aware they will likely use Queen Cordelia as leverage when the time for parley comes? But no matter what pressure they apply, we cannot allow them to break us, should the worst come to pass.
I understand. I do not expect the fight to regain control of our kingdom to be painless.
Good. We have our plan. Now we must act upon it.
Then we shall depart at once, until we meet again in the capital.
Farewell, and good luck to us all.
Erika, Thalos. I cannot put off fighting them any longer.
My, you're certainly calm for someone about to be sold off in the morrow.
Sold off? You would compare my marriage into House Wolffort to trading coin for flesh. Why, I am to be a beacon of allyship, a bridge between our two lands.
Yes, yes. So tell me, dear, how do you plan on seducing the Wolffort boy? Wait, let me guess. You'll use the same charms your mother did on our father.
Oh, enough cajoling, Erika. You're apt to make her cry. And Frederica, you know you don't have to take such abuse in silence, don't you? In any case, you seem to be under the impression that you've been entrusted with some crucial task. That couldn't be further from the truth. This is only to get you out of the way, same as your mother. You're no use to anyone in Aefrosti.
But you already know that, don't you?
Well, every happiness to you, dear sister.
Ugh. The world I knew before was so very limited. No matter what awful thing happened to me, I believed I could do nothing but suffer in silence. But staying quiet in the face of injustice is tantamount to condoning it. I needed to stand up and fight for myself. Becoming part of House Wolffort was the best thing to ever happen to me. Erika, Thalos, I'm done running.
In the dead of night, a small ship slips silently into Whiteholm Castle. Aboard are none other than the elite Wolffort fighters, led by Serenoa himself.
All right, it's time.
Where should we set the blast crystal, Milo?
Right around the middle of the bridge would be perfect. The wood will splinter apart quite nicely. Plus, any repairs we'll need to make later will be easy.
In the middle it is. We'll search for a suitable spot. In the meantime, Milo, you ready the blast crystal.
With pleasure. The time for you to awaken is nigh, my patient little Elfric. Just give me the command.
All right, then let's...
Wolffort? When did you get here?
Thalos! Oh, I am so glad we didn't leave this to Avlora. I am shocked, Frederica, to find you sneaking around like a common thief.
Erika.
They've got us surrounded.
There's nowhere left to run, dear Frederica. That's where you're mistaken. There is always a path forward. Oh, I tire of your bravado. How about this? Kneel to me, and I shall forgive you. Get on your hands and knees and beg for my mercy. Go on. I said beg.
I will not.
What?
Obeying unjust orders is cowardice, and silence is acquiescence.
What are you muttering about?
Do not speak to me. I will cower to your whims no longer.
Well, well, you finally learned how to stand up for yourself. Right before you die.
Kill them! Every last one.
There is no retreat, and there is only one way forward. Strike down every Aefrosti soldier in our way! Ready.
Take this!
Aefrosti could use a woman of your skill. Join us, and I'll personally make it worth your while.
I would, but I hate children, especially spoiled little brats like you.
Marrying into House Wolffort certainly gave you an inflated opinion of yourself, Frederica. But you are nothing but filth, descended from a long line of filth. I will drag you off that high horse and make you remember.
Threaten me all you like. I am no longer so easily cowed.
Defeat is not an option.
Out of my... What is this? Frederica, your existence sullies the Aefrosti bloodline. But it will be pure again, as soon as I have killed you.
Say what you will. I am proud of the blood that runs through my veins. I have found people who love me for who I am. No longer will I let you or anyone else make me afraid.
Here, go! Leave it to me!
Brother,
Good for nothing, little brother. You always make me do all the work. House Wolffort is doomed. That's what you get for mixing with the dirty Roselle. You ought to thank me for putting you and your beloved both out of your misery.
Your tyranny ends today. Any who dare disparage Frederica will have to answer to me.
This battle is ours.
Was nice knowing ya.
It hurts. It hurts. No, I don't want to die. Farewell, Erika. Thalos.
Frederica.
This isn't over yet. We must fell the bridge before reinforcements arrive.
Benedict's right. Milo?
As you command. Now then, little Elfric, it's showtime.
What a beautiful sight that bridge made coming down. You've outdone yourself, House Wolffort.
I'm flattered. The capital?
It is ours. No fighting, no bloodshed, and no civilian casualties so far.
Thank you, Minister.
Now, all we have to contend with is Whiteholm Castle itself.
What of the river blockade?
Minister Cancel is progressing apace. It's taking slightly longer than anticipated, but should be under control soon.
So we succeeded in trapping Avlor and the others. But we still need to determine how to destroy them.
There's no need to fight anymore. We'll send an envoy to negotiate a ceasefire.
But will they agree to that? A complete reforming of broken diplomatic ties, bloodless surrender. These are not easy conditions to agree to.
True, which is why success ultimately depends on who we send as our envoy.
I shall go. This was my idea in the first place.
Do not shoulder this burden so rashly. We must consider carefully who to send. All of us. Together.
Serenoa.
Very well. I shall leave the decision in your hands.
I would like to ascertain the state of things at the castle before negotiations begin. It is to our advantage to know how many soldiers there are and what their morale is.
Agreed. Duet, you scout for us from the skies.
But of course, I shall return with the information post-haste.
Serenoa faces the Aefrosti army led by Thalos and Erika upon Whiteholm Bridge and emerges victorious. They use the Elfric to destroy the bridge and succeed in isolating the enemy within Whiteholm Castle. Meanwhile, the Hyzantean army led by Minister Exhal arrives in the city. They begin to wrest control of Glenbrook away from the Aefrosti forces while safeguarding the people. Everything goes according to House Wolffort's plan. All that remains is to negotiate terms of surrender with General of Laura.
General of Laura fled with Queen Cordelia beside her.
Yes. I saw them board one of the warships in the harbor.
I thought the surrounding waters were being blockaded by Minister Camso.
Some of his ships were encircled by the enemy. The general used that opening to escape.
Aefrost's expertise with ships far eclipses our own. She exploited the sole weakness in our plan.
But she knew when to cut her losses and did it without thinking twice. I can respect that.
This is no time to be impressed. We have to go after them. Prepare a boat.
Wait. Our aim was to take back Glenbrook. With General Avlora gone, we can easily claim control over Whiteholm Castle.
You're suggesting we just abandon Cordelia?
No. Simply that there is an order to these things.
Then I'll go by myself.
You won't. Without you, our fight loses its purpose.
My sister was kidnapped. Avlora ruined my family.
Be patient, Your Highness.
Serenoa, I'm going. Don't try to stop me.
Let us give chase. Ironclad Aefrosti ships are slow. If we leave now, we can still catch them.
Frederica.
We mustn't be hasty.
Queen Cordelia is yet another victim of Gustavo. We must save her. I do not want to regret not going after her.
Benedict, Roland is indeed our cause for this war. But once the war ends and people find out we abandoned the Queen, their faith in him will be lost.
Will it now?
Let us go to Queen Cordelia's aid. It is part of our fight as well.
Thank you, my friend.
The young lord's grown up to be a fine man, Benedict. Let's do what he asks.